I want to talk about when you first started. So can you remember what was your very, very first performance? Not necessarily professional or paid, but what was like the first real thing that you were in?
So I moved schools when I was in grade 5. And a part of the new school's like way of doing things is they made the whole year, so there's probably 60 of us, you had to do a musical. Like the whole grade was a part of it. Like you had to do it. And up until that point, I hadn't really, like, I tried a lot of things like soccer and basketball and gymnastics, like a whole slew of things that I was like, I'm not really into that. And so when this came, I was like so terrified and scared, and I did the group audition instead of the solo audition for everyone who is too scared to sing by themselves. And there was like 4 of us all down singing each other up to the point where we were like whispering in the audition because we didn't want to be heard. And it was Dear Edwina, the musical that we were doing. I got cast as kid number 4. And it ended up being the best experience of my life. Like, it was a super long rehearsal period because how old are you in grade 5? Like 11? Like 60, 11-year-olds like running around a stage. So they needed some ample time to get everyone to know what they were doing. But at the end of the day, it was so much fun and the songs were great. And from then on, I started taking singing lessons and dancing lessons and doing the school show every year and sort of tumbled from there.
I like how they just called you kid number 4 instead of using your name. That to me sounds like a drama teacher who doesn't want to learn all the names of their students, and it's just like, you're kid 4, you're kid 6, you're kid 11.
It was an actual role. I had a line. Like that was my name in the script, was kid number 4. So it was an actual title. But then I can remember, like, I was going through my diary a while ago, and like in it was like, I just want to have a name for my next role. Like that's what I put down in my diary.
Wow.
It took a few years, but we got there.
What was your first named role? Do you remember your first named role?
Young Cosette, even though there was like the young in front of it. I was in Les Mis, was Young Cosette when our high school did that. And then a slew of like prostitutes and bigger boys and whatever. Just jumping between
gotcha.
Characters. We really saw the mesh of all that.
Who did you do Young Cosette for?
My high school.
Your high school?
Yeah.
Nice.
So we did that. And that was super fun because we only have a really small black box theater at my high school. And so we actually went off site into Burlington and rented a 700-seat house. And it was super cool to like be on a real stage. That was the first time I was on a real stage.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when did you make the leap? When in your head do you decide, like, I'm going to grow up and do this for real, or I'm never going to grow up and continue to doing this? Like, when did you decide this is going to be a career for you?
I don't know if there was ever a point that I like said to myself, okay, this is what I'm going to do now. It was sort of like, okay, I auditioned, was terrified, loved the first show, really wanted to be in the next show, and just kept auditioning and not doing well. And so when I wasn't getting the outcome I wanted, I was like, okay, what can I do? Like I would go to teachers and ask, what can I do better? Then I started taking lessons, and I just was so involved and invested that eventually halfway through high school, I was like, this is the only thing. Well, not the only thing that brings me joy, but one of the things that really brings me joy and what I really love doing. And I don't really foresee me doing anything else. Like I really love this. And then as I was studying and got better and better, got cast in bigger roles, started going outside of high school and doing community stuff. And then it just sort of hit me where I was like, okay, it's time to think about what I'm going to do post-secondary. And that was really the only thing that I wanted to do. So it didn't start off that way. It sort of started with, oh my God, I finally found something that I love doing. Finally, because I tried so many things as a kid that it sort of like, again, snowballed and sort of became my focus for ever now.